two apex predators, both built to kill. Put them in a room together and the sensible outcome is a fight to the death. Instead, they look at each other, and something in both their brains lights up, the exact same chemical a mother's brain releases when she holds her newborn. This shouldn't happen. It happens millions of times a day, on your couch. Here's the story we tell ourselves. Clever humans found some wolf cubs, raised them, tamed them, and, congratulations to us, invented the dog. We're the heroes. We did this, right? Except that's almost certainly backwards, because no human could catch, cage, and rewire a wild adult wolf. Wolves are terror on four legs. So who really made the first move? The wolves did. Wherever humans camped, we left a mess. Bones, scraps, guts, a buffet. Most wolves were far too scared to come near us, but a few, the bold ones, the mutants with dialed-down fear, crept in at night and ate for free. And here's the quiet engine of the whole story. The bold wolves ate better. Ate better means bred more. So generation after generation, the gene pool tilted, not toward the fierce, but toward the friendly. We didn't tame them. Hunger did. Proximity did. Selection did. Scientists have a name for this: self-domestication. The animal effectively domesticates itself by choosing us, which means the very first dog wasn't made. It volunteered. Fine. So they moved in. But moving in isn't the same as getting into your heart. A raccoon raids your trash. You don't cry at its funeral. So how did a former predator become the one creature that can wreck you with a single look? That's where the hack gets clever. In 2015, Japanese researchers measured something extraordinary. When a dog and its owner simply look into each other's eyes, both of their brains flood with oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the exact chemical that fires between a mother and her nursing infant. And it's a loop. The dog's gaze raises your oxytocin. Higher oxytocin makes you pet it, talk to it, soften, which raises the dog's oxytocin, which makes it gaze more, around and around. Two nervous systems quietly wiring themselves together. Now here's the kicker. The researchers tried the same thing with wolves raised by humans. Same setup, same eye contact, and the loop didn't fire. The magic wasn't in the eye contact. It was in the dog. Long before any of this was intentional, the wolf's presence alone was useful. It didn't need to be trained to bark at a predator in the dark. It already would, out of pure self-preservation. A sound in the night, a shift in the shadows. The wolf's senses caught it first, and its warning woke the camp. Nobody taught it that job. It was simply doing what wolves already do, and humans happened to benefit. Then something more active began. A wolf's nose could find what a human's eyes could not. A wolf's legs could run down what a human spear alone might lose. At first, it wasn't planned. Just two hunters of two different species going for the same meal and discovering that working the same ground together meant more food for both. No training, no agreement, just opportunity, taken twice. And once that pattern existed, it multiplied. Some wolves stayed close to the herds and warned when predators circled. Some ran ahead on the hunt, flushing prey toward the humans waiting with spears. Some simply stayed near the children, and something in them settled when they did. Alarm system, hunting partner, guardian. The relationship wasn't one job anymore. It was becoming many. And here's what nobody planned for. Doing all of that, generation after generation, began to change the wolf itself. The skull shortened, the jaw softened. Ears that once stood rigid began to fold and flop. Coats that were always some shade of gray began breaking into patches of black and brown and white. Even the tail changed, curling upward into something wolves almost never do. The animal that showed up to guard the camp was not the animal that eventually lay down inside it. And its face changed too. Dogs have a tiny muscle above their eyes that lets them lift their inner eyebrows and make that heartbreaking, worried, please look at me expression. Gray wolves? They've basically lost that muscle. Their faces stay flat. Working alongside us for thousands of years didn't just change what the animal did. It changed what the animal's face could say. And that expression is a master key, because it mimics the face of a human infant. Big eyes, raised brows, pure pure need. Your brain is hardwired to protect that face. Dogs found the cheat code to the most powerful instinct we have: parenthood. So the alarm system became a hunting partner. The hunting partner became a guardian. And the guardian, generation after generation, became something with a softer face, a curlier tail, and eyes that could say, please. We didn't just choose them for what they did for us. They changed, physically, because of what we felt about them. We built each other. So far, this is a love story. Two species drifting together through hunger and hormones and heartbreaking little faces. But zoom out, 40,000 years, and this alliance stops being sweet, because it may have been a weapon, and it may have helped wipe out another kind of human. 40,000 years ago, Europe belonged to the Neanderthals. They weren't brutes. Big brains, real tools, controlled fire, buried their dead. They'd survived ice ages that would erase us. They were, by any measure, a successful kind of human. Then we arrived, Homo sapiens, spilling into Europe. And we didn't come alone. We came with the wolf dogs. And one anthropologist, Pat Shipman, argues that changed everything. That we were less like new neighbors and more like an invasive species with a secret weapon at our heel. Think about what that partnership does. Dogs find the prey by scent and run it down. Humans kill from range with spears. Dogs guard the kill from lions and hyenas that would steal it. Neither species could do all three alone. Together, they were the most efficient hunting machine the planet had ever seen. And here's the part that isn't really in dispute. When we arrived, the great predators of Ice Age Europe, the cave lions, the cave hyenas, began to vanish. The whole carnivore guild collapsed. Something new had entered the food web and was outcompeting everything in it. Something that hunted in two species at once. And the Neanderthals? They hunted the same big game. They lived in the same guild. They were ecologically competitors for the exact same meat. So when a super predator moved in and started winning every contest for food, they were in the crosshairs too. Not by war, necessarily. By losing, slowly, meal by meal. And there's one last haunting detail. Remember the eyes. The gaze that binds dogs and humans. Neanderthal eyes may have lacked the visible white that ours have. The part that lets you follow where someone's looking. The part that makes a gaze readable. If that's true, the very wiring that let us bond with wolves may be wiring they never had. Now, is this proven? No, and I won't pretend it is. The dates are argued over. Some say the dogs came a little too late to have done it. Critics have real objections, and they might be right. This is a hypothesis, not a verdict. But strip away the argument over dates, and the shape of the thing still stands. A new kind of human walked into Europe with an ally no one had ever hunted with before. And on the other side of that arrival, an entire species of human, one that had endured for hundreds of thousands of years, was gone. So the next time your dog looks up at you, that soft, pleading, worried little face, remember what you're actually looking at. Not just a pet, the living end of the oldest alliance our species ever made. A partnership so powerful it may have decided which kind of human got to inherit the earth. We like to say we domesticated the dog, but maybe it's the other way around. They found the one hormone, the one facial expression, the one instinct they could reach into, and they pulled. And we have been theirs ever since. We didn't domesticate dogs. They hacked us. If a muscle above a dog's eye can rewrite human history, imagine what else is hiding in plain sight. Something humble, something overlooked, something we'll pull apart next time.